Welcome to kcheebplays, Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic. Let's get started. Klarens burst into Christoph's office. "I'm sorry," he said, "but we need to fix this now." Christoph looked over the top of his monitor and said, "Slow down, Klarens. What do we need to fix?" "The new rail lines are broken. Trains can't use the main line, and no one checked the work before we removed the old meat connection. It's not electrified. We need to fix this now," Klarens pleaded. "By all means," Christoph said. "Why did you think you had to check with me about this?" "You see, we always, I don't know, Christoph. I'm so used to coming to you when there are problems. It was my first instinct. I'll get going on it." "Please do," Christoph replied, and went back to his computer work. Klarens left Christoph's office and all but sprinted down the hall, shaking his head. Over dinner that night, Christoph remarked to Kalinka, "I'm worried about Klarens. We might be pushing him too hard." Surprised, Kalinka responded, "What makes you say that, Christoph? He's been so excited since we got him working on the rail project." Christoph told Kalinka about Klarens bursting into his office that afternoon with an issue he was well capable of handling. He remarked, "A bit unusual, wouldn't you say?" "A little," she responded, "but I wouldn't get too concerned. I think he's just trying to keep you in the loop. There have been a few surprises lately, and he's just a little gun-shy. He'll be fine," she smiled. "If you're finished dinner, love, let's get the dishes cleaned up and get to the show. Don't want to be late," she chided. Ludmila and Ulyov were doing the same, clearing the evening meals, dishes, and preparing for a night out. The show at the amphitheater that evening should prove to be entertaining. Ludmila had to press Ulyov to help out. "Let's get moving," she said. "We don't want to be too late," she prodded. "You're right. It's just these functions can be so overbearing and boring," he complained. "It's harder than work." "Please, love, wasn't it you that used a function like this to get introduced to Kalinka? I think you had a very different outlook then. And honestly, when will we have another chance to see the Bolshoi perform? This is once in a lifetime. Let's get moving," Ludmila insisted. "Well," Ulyov responded, "it's different when you're the hunted. Trying to politely turn down all the opportunities you're offered, it's draining. But you're right. Let's enjoy ourselves tonight, my dear." "Thank you, Ulyov," Ludmila said. They left the apartment arm in arm. Hi, Cheeb here. So interesting stuff. I did a little bit of work off camera. First thing I need to do is get rid of this little piece here, because that's obviously not going to work out very well at all. Just in terms of lining everything up and making sure that it's going to cooperate and doing everything we need to do. We have to deal with this second or the small power line here to so we can run the rail properly through here and connect it in. It's also going to give us a little bit of space for the trains that are coming from the right-hand side. So I'm going to deal with that first. I'm going to do the easy things first. Okay. Do this, and then that should take care of that. And be very careful here. Okay, so that's cleaned up. The reason I took that out was it was connected and there wasn't anything signaled. So when there's someone in here, the signals, it looked like this piece of track was being used. So just wanted to get that cleaned up before I forgot and caused a bit of a jam up. So the little bit of work that I did do on this section of track, I was removing pieces and replacing pieces, and the really odd thing was I created a new line and went from Myadzol to the Kazina station here and set waypoints and didn't set waypoints, and everything seemed fine. It was like it could see a route there. And then as soon as I put trains on it, they just stopped, just as you'd seen in the last episode. They'd get to this point and wouldn't go any further. So it was a very odd situation, and I honestly can't see anywhere in here that would be causing or could be causing a problem. So as a last resort, I took from up in this range here, I think there's a set of signals here, deleted that track a line down here, just replaced it back, rebuilt it, and then everything was fine. Everybody switched over, the main line started to be used. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Guess you just do what you have to do to get around whatever problems the game thinks you're you have. So that's what I'm going to do. Just live and deal with it. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I checked; they were all electrified. That was a very odd kind of thing that happened. I don't know why. And honestly, I'm a little bit done with trying to troubleshoot it. So I'm just going to smooth it out. Don't make it sharper. Pretty decent right there. Get rid of these two nodes, because that's what I did when it decided it wanted to work. And we'll get this going or build. Signal it up obviously beforehand. Oh, and one of the things that I was going to do was, just as this was just so you can see the try to get this out of the way. You can see that the line's running down here on the old main line. Obviously it won't now until this is built. Just going to let this run and let it build, and then it should just snap over, and once that rail's all done, and be fine. There you go. The oddest thing, I put it back on pause. I really don't know what the issue was, where it was, but just doing that seems to have fixed it. So it is what it is, and we'll go on. I'll get this signaled up, and we'll deal with my other little faux pas. The assuming this was wrongfully assuming that this was electrified, and basically as I was going through my testing, what happened was I was excuse me, I ran it at, on faster speed, and so I went through about 6 months or so, somewhere in that range of testing different things and trying different things, and then all of a sudden happiness went from 93 down to 86, and what clued me in was the fact that none of the cities had any meat in them. So I went, what do you mean there's no meat? And I went through similar process here, rebuilding things. And then there was a point where I'd rebuilt everything except for this little junction right here. And then I noticed that it wasn't electrified. So that was the issue. Not going to auto build that. Going to get the trains down here and try to get that built as quickly as possible. Hopefully they can get it done in less than 6 months. Shouldn't be a problem. Those tracks aren't particularly long, so it's going to be a matter of getting 2 of them on there. And actually, what the issue will be is I don't have a crossover anymore, so I'll have to put one in here to allow them to get to either side of that track. That's it's a little annoying. Almost making me consider going to the beta branch. Almost, I'm saying. I'll definitely get there at some point. Maybe not necessarily on the beta branch, but I'll be when it's released, most definitely be on the beta branch. Oh, that's interesting. And trying to use learn, whatever you want to call it, some of the new, all the new features, all the new toys. So that's signaled. Now I got a little bit of a brain. If I want these guys to build that, I think what I want to do is build the crossover here, because if I just put the other side of it in here, then it's only going to be the rail construction office in Ramsky that's going to be able to get to it. So yeah, I think I'll just build it here, and be done with it. Fine. Okay, now I got to set the signals. They'll stay in pause mode for this. So we want them in. We want this to be in and out. In it. So they can get it built. Okay. That should work. And should hopefully not mess up everything. So, yeah. Get that all built. We're a little shy on workers, but they're just dropping off people now. So, yeah, good. So we'll get these signed. Oh, I gotta electrify them too. Yeah. See, I should probably make sure that there's nothing else hiding in there, because I'm good at leaving little pieces here and there not electrified and wondering what the heck's going on. So anyways, let it run now. Should be able to get to both of those. Good. Get 2 trains out there running. Yep, they're on their way. Good. And now I want to have a quick look at where this runs, to see if I can leave it out, without power. So that's one of the rail. Oh, no, it isn't. It's this substation right here, which is probably going to cause more than a little bit of grief. Well, we do have what seems to be a fair bit of coverage. Electrical, 2 of them. Probably overload one substation for a short time, but I think we can deal with that. The warehouses are pretty full of food and meat right now, so best to get on this right now. So I think I need to take out these 2, plan the rail in here, and go from there. So I'll do that. This one and that one. Try to get myself a little bit of space there. Okay, that looks reasonably well. Gonna need a crossover down here, or a diamond. Let me stop. I need to think this through. What I'm gonna ultimately need for signaling. Probably it can include the diamond crossing in this. In this junction, there'll obviously be signals right here, which I should put in before forget, just so I can isolate this from the regular traffic. But if I make this a junction, I know junction, I think we'll be in a little bit better place. Again, this isn't going to be a high traffic area, so not particularly concerned about it. But still, you don't want to, like I said, paint yourself in a corner. So I think having that one junction is going to be fine. Okay. And probably end up leaving this crossover in so they can get to both sides of that track. But it won't matter because they can come from this direction to get it. So I don't like from here down. So it should be fine. They should be able to build both of these as long as I've got this signaled up properly, and they can get in on either side and get through to start building that. So yeah, that's fine. It's fine for sure. Now I'll let it play, and I'm going to have to reconnect these two. If I do it like that, the reasonable facsimile, hopefully I can get my, can't reach it. That means that yeah, it's too tight for the helicopters, which means I need to pause so I can think this through again. I think I'm going to have to delete. Yeah, I'm going to have to remove all the way back to here. Have that whole thing rebuilt. Yeah, it's the only option at this point. Here and then into there. And let's see. I don't know that the helicopters, they can get to that section. No, they can get to this section. Oh, I know. I didn't have it on the helicopters. Oh well. Such is life. You make decisions, you run with it. Yeah, the helicopters couldn't get to this, but they can get to the little one. So anyways. Yep. Anyway, I'm trying to stop using it. Honestly, I am. But habits and words. So, okay, let's let this run and see if, see what's going to blow up. Need to get, I'd like to get the, these guys, because there are 4 in here that I can assign for work. So if I can get there's only one of them. Oh, it's done that first section. Beautiful. It's not going to take long at all. I'm going to start from this side on that just to force them to come through this direction versus tying up the old main line, or what will become the rail yard. So yeah, so this is going to be done pretty quickly. It's the crossovers, just there's not enough space. Can't turn around. Shoot. Well, life and fun and games. Don't know why he didn't carry on through there. Let him do that. And those ones aren't reachable yet until that little section's dealt with. So okay, good-ish. Anyways, there you go again. See, now I'm super conscious about the words that I'm using. All good. Just watch this for a little bit. Maybe quickly check in and see how far the road crew has gotten with these, and they're definitely making progress. So it's nice to see. Get them started on the bridge. And this, I had a thought about this where I was thinking potentially, instead of trying to fit the loading, unloading, and everything else on this side, I would just have the construction office pickups here, including a helicopter office there. And then I can use a CO just to run materials over to something in this area. I really don't see us coming down here for a whole bunch of purpose. purpose. I don't know. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure what I would end up using this for, honestly. So I was thinking this, if I could turn this area here into loading and unloading, or not yeah, unloading for the trains and then loading for vehicles to pick up, all the requisite vehicles that we'd need to drop off materials here. So yeah, the only real pain there is going to be getting road access, but again, potentially having just a one level crossing where they're running back and forth, and we're not talking about any of the consumer goods. It's not a mission critical kind of situation. So I'm going to give that a little bit of thought first before I commit to that, it's a little bit different, and I don't know for sure that I'm completely happy with this. We might come back to it a little bit further into this build session, but we shall see. I'd really like to get this area over here cleaned up and basically on to the next little piece of work that needs to happen. So oh, you can't get out because the rail's not electrified. You could get in. Dude. Oh, boy. Got a little eager there. Oh, no. He's trying to get out. Oh, I guess because of the signaling that I did. That's why. He's going to have to exit out this way, obviously, but... or use this junction that I had to use to free up some other stuff. Interesting. Well, at least there's a way out. I may have to leave that little safety net in for these things. Funny how that works. Sometimes in your favor. Yeah, and you can see that we're definitely getting more traffic coming through this main line. So that's a good thing. Once we get these slow-moving rail construction vehicles out of there, we should be in a little better place for traffic. So this guy should head back this direction. Okay, so they've done a little bit of work on this bit here, so still got people. Nothing's getting. I'm not leaving this, just so you know. This is I'm gonna need to deal with situations as they arise here, because I can't be causing meat issues and train issues and just general logistics issues just because of a prior screw up. So I'll keep that that in mind. We will get to another part of building all this stuff, and potentially even back to the CO building, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And that this should allow that to be he can get back to where he needs to go. Our trains seem to be running through there pretty well. Just checking messages. Electricity problem. Yes, there is an electricity problem. Hopefully not for too much longer. And it's back up, so that's good. It's good. We do have, let me just check to make sure that we've got power here. Yeah, we do. So that's nice. Just going to be a matter of getting this main line done, but we ran that temporary route over and no one else is complaining about issues, so I'd consider that a win. We still have 2,000 tons of crops here, so that's nice. And our rail guys are causing a little bit of grief with traffic up here, but shouldn't be too much longer. Yep, he's gonna start building this one. Make sure I've got this signaled the way I expect it to be. Yep, looks good. Been quite an adventure. I haven't done this large a scale rework ever. I've done some smaller stuff in some of my older saves, some of my prior republics, and afforded myself the luxury of, when I got into a corner, just build it kind of thing. I'm trying to keep that to a minimum here. I really do prefer building on my own versus just spending the hundreds of millions of rubles that I have to take the easy way out, and learning stuff in the process too. So I'm trying to. I know I have, and I'm not on a soapbox here. I'm just trying to keep that situation under control, because once you basically in this game, once you get to a point where you're financially independent, you have no big issues with money, the temptation is real for making that call, if you will, for, well, I can just buy that. I want it now, so I can just buy that. And right, wrong, or indifferent, there's no judgment. It's just one of those things, human nature, where I want it and I can have it because all I need to do is spend a little bit of this, and life will be good, or where I want it to be. So at any rate, let me go check. Yeah, so they're loading up, and one of the issues is that we definitely don't have enough supply here, so I'm gonna have to do a little bit of checking on this at some point here as well. I want to see how. Still no electrical components. It's a little frustrating. There's a train on its way with electrical components. Something to check into once we get all the rail dealt with. I'm back to making sure nothing gets bunged up, right? Okay, I think I'm going to do a quick time lapse here just to finish this up. And once this rail section's dealt with, I'll come back. So we'll see you on the other side. Alrighty, I'm back. Looks like we got the rail stuff all sorted out now. Just gonna wait a moment or two and remove this this top connection and force them to come down here. As you see, I excuse me. The way I signaled this was making this one big junction. This is not going to be a high traffic area. This side can actually go away now, and that will force everyone, all the trains, out and around this way. Yeah, so basically all this infrastructure here, these, all of this stuff is gone. And also all this right in here might end up causing a little bit of grief, just because this is, this will become much more used. And while I have trains still feeding in here, the passenger train, it's not going to be too conducive to high throughput. But we're inching towards getting to that point. So having a large junction in here like this, for the amount of trains that come through here for fuel and for gravel drop-offs, just isn't going to be an issue. This is I call this more of a medium, along with the meat demand for traffic. So I don't think it's really going to be that big, be that problematic. So, but I've been wrong before, so take it for what it's worth. We'll take those two out. And I think I'll take this one out as well. Right, this one. There. From that, I'm going to clean that a little bit more. And fortunately, I didn't take out something I shouldn't have taken out. Messages, another fire, pump jack. Got the gang on the way, so everything should be fine. And we have forest back. There's still tons of lumber there. Okay, good. And during the time lapse, you probably saw me scratching my head a little bit about electrical components. I was not sure why. So I guess somewhere along the line, I inadvertently stopped supplying electrical components. Excuse the clouds here, which meant their distribution couldn't happen further down the line. So that was more little boo-boos. Extinguish, thank you. So the next couple of things, I can, if I'm really brave, I could sever this connection here. But I think you're going straight to the food warehouse. So yeah, it looks, I'm pretty sure I can get away with. No, it's not really getting away with. It's making the right call for moving this stuff further along. I'm going to let it run for a little bit longer. And yeah, now that I see this guy, this train in this station, I know that they can get to it. So that's good. Unlike with the meat one, where I didn't wait to see that. And got the old unhappiness indicator that something was wrong. So the next section, the next part of this whole scenario is going to be taking care of everything in here, getting rid of this. I'm going to take this stuff out now. Okay, it's all cleaned up. Plan was originally to join this up in here. We should be able to, now that we've got this stuff severed. There's no more room to build anything else down here. There's no more famous last words no more rail to build down in this direction. So having them connect in from one, just this side in, again, sort of low, low traffic, and that'll clean this up, and then I can also I can do this right now. I can just remove this connection because there's never going to be passenger traffic from that direction either. So look at me getting all brave. I'm guessing this really is the point of no return. We were past that some time ago, so I'm not sure that was a real thing or not. But this might even give us, I'm going to just get rid of these nodes while I'm thinking about it. Enough space for a train in here to actually have this signaled up so that we can keep them segregated there. Easy to confuse trains. Also going to need a signal here, aren't I? Or two. There we go. Okay, that's looking a little better. Hoping that's going to allow a little better flow through there. Yeah, no one's really complaining about not being able to get places. And I think you also saw me remove a few signals here. So what the idea with that is, and this is the way that Dennis explained it to me, and it's one of those things that are like, wow, that's just not anything I ever considered, was using your signals to allow spacing on your trains, because they can only travel so far before they have to end up waiting. And so by creating having fewer blocks rather than just blocks that are a little bit larger than the length of your train, has allowed that to happen, so they don't come one right after the other and end up taking a bunch of people home. So it was an interesting take on it, because I just kept thinking, well, just make it happen, and then waiting for 3 division to implement line spacing for trains. So Dennis took a step further and said, what's the solution to this? And came up with what I think is a very, very elegant way to manage that spacing of those trains. Left one train width here because I don't want anybody sitting blocking anything to this side. I want that to be as free flow as it can be. And we're backing up here now. Oh, this is our passengers causing grief. And I got a train that's a little bit longer than I'd like it to be. Well, not that I'd like it to be. It can be can be that length. But he needs to clear it. We can't have trains overlapping on that piece of the track. to have good flow there. So not working out too bad. Next option at some point will be just connecting these straight in versus doing the loop-de-loop situation. They've got their own diamond crossing, so they can get in and out pretty easily. I'm just going to do a quick test fit here to see if I can come up. Oh, I certainly can't come up there. I don't know if I can do that. That's the next point. I can move that one. It's not going to let me do that either. So yeah, we'll have to. I'll have to. That's something for next time. Okay, so I'm thinking I can get rid of everything like this right up to here and through there. Should be no problem doing that. One's going to be coming from this direction, so that can go. In that direction, this can go. This stuff can go. See if I can get just those two. Good. Clean this one up. Slowly getting there. And then the next big train project is cleaning this up. I need to figure out how. Hopefully it may not be the next one, but I need to think about how I'm going to implement this so it doesn't. We can have segregated passenger and cargo traffic in this area. Should probably have another little peek at these signaling in here to try to keep this working the way we want it to. We need those back-to-back ones for sure. And same scenario here. I'll get rid of this one just because there's a lot of space there. This can probably be even moved further back to create a little bit more space so we're not overlapping everything on that. Wait for this train to clear before I mess with that. And the node goes to. Take care of both of those nodes. I get tired of hearing me talking about nodes all the time. Get into repetitive mode, make sure I got enough space there for trains to clear. Yeah, it's definitely clearing up, and this is congestion there's cleared up. I don't know if it's just one of those situations that happen, but it's that. Keep an eye on this stuff. So, I want to quickly talk about this train station right here and what I was trying to do with the buses. The problem that I had with the buses was that this cableway just didn't have enough people to facilitate drop off there. So the next situation, and I had a quick conversation with Dennis about this, but I'm not sure, but having another bus station here that will ferry some of the people that we see in here over to this bus station, and then bada bing, bada boom. People from train to the bus, and then ultimately to this area. Again, I'm not 100% sure if that's going to work or not. Seems like a lot of jumps for passengers. I know the game allows it. and it's not a real issue. And if I, we've got, pretty good numbers of people that are working in these factories. So there's, things are going well. We can remove a few. So if I can do that, if I can make that work with enough buses, and make, the bus stop from here to there just a straight transfer, it might be doable. Well, I'll have to see. Gonna need to have some pretty good road access over there. It's not the biggest bus stop in the world, so you're looking at one bus in there at a time. So how, is that, have I chosen the wrong bus stop? I don't think I'm gonna bite that bullet at this point. But one thing that I can do now, and I realize I have the 3 tracks here. I think I'm going to redirect the train that stops here into steel factory, just because it's I think it's cleaner that way. So what I would like to do, those 2 are in mill, and here comes the other one. I'm going to add this, just make sure that this is the right one. Yes, it is. Add this to this line. And then I can get rid of that little piece there, and potentially make the rest of this easier to work with in terms of straight in, straight out. You don't have to go out and around and all that. So, oh, okay. You're going on the other one. Okay, that's funny. Kind of expected him to drop his load off and then turn around and go back, but he had other thoughts there. Got nothing happening here or here. I can make those windows go away for the time being. The 3 trains on there, so he's just going to do a little round trip, yay. And want to make sure that he comes back and drops off there, and nothing bad's going to happen, and that I can take this little piece of track out and carry on. So, yeah, questions. Yeah, I think, now that I'm thinking about it a little bit more, this bus stop that has just the one train just isn't really a good option, or one parking spot for. I think a platform might be a better idea. Whoa, it's a big platform. Oh, how many parking spots do you have? 2. That's better. Still not ideal. No, does this seem like overkill? Seems a little overkillish to me. Not even sure that it'll fit. It might. But if I've got buses coming from behind and from the other side, thinking that's a pretty reasonable solution, honestly. Just compared to the single stop. How many? Yeah, there's 4. So I could have 2 from each direction in there at the same time. And the next option here, don't necessarily need 4, but having the double platform, the other double platform, having this one on this side, could work out. We'll see. see. Got to think that through a little bit. I think I've got maybe another 15 or so minutes left. So that's something that could get started. And it looks like our train's on his way back. So I'm calling that a win. Everyone should be good there. So I'm going to clear this up. This was another thing that I kept around to remind myself of the mistakes that I make. And I think I don't need to be reminded anymore. So I'm just going to run with that. This is going to look ugly as hell, as it already did anyways, but the trains will go over it. So it's a thing. Let's see if I can get rid of a node anyways. Actually, I can get rid of some other signals here too, because we don't need. And we've got 3 tracks and 3 trains, so there's never going to be an issue with that. I say out loud. Just about stepped on the rake. Okay, so back to the bus situation. Now, do we have our power back? We do have our power back. So, yeah. I'm not going to disconnect this. I mean, it's right away anyways. I'm just going to leave it there a little bit in case I have to do any other restructuring, rejigging with all of that. So, yeah, I'm going to look at getting a small train platform. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going for. Small bus platform in here. Now, do I need this on both sides? I don't think so. When I say both sides, I mean, do I need both road connections in there? Because I don't know that this is a drive-through. Let me just see how that looks. And it shouldn't be that hard to get a footpath over there either, so for transferring the other that next block of people. Well, in the interest of keeping that. Short as possible. Sorry, sentences. Finish your words. Okay, let's get this stuff working on. And I gotta get rid of this bus station because it's just the wrong one. And a crap. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, so it looks like I lost just before I placed the bus platform down. So no harm, no foul. I think I'll throw that one in again because I kind of liked where that was going, and it's something different that I don't do that often, and see if I can make it work. Okay, yeah, that's good. There we are. Good, okay. Footpaths. Correctly, I went like this. That looks like we're going to end up with a little bit. Whoa. A little bit better? Yeah, not so much. Just going to have this come off here. And then Connect in, yeah, that's better. Good. Get Zol's gang on that. And let's try this one more time. Okay, footpath I don't need. Right there. Okay. It's a better sign. Things aren't locking up. And let's go to the correct tool because mistakes are easy. Okay. Let's get rid of that node because it's going to cause grief for trying to get the the larger station in here. Road cargo, nope. Bus platform. Little better view. No. T that. Don't know if I want to have that right on top of that or not, or if I want to have the road connection on the other side. It's as far back as I can place that. If I do it this way, it'll be a little less issue with this intersection right here in terms of, you know, vehicles coming and going and getting in each other's way. I think this will allow for a little better, excuse me, a little better traffic flow. Okay, you can do it. All right, we're there. That's in. I think that's the only connection that I'm going to need. So commit to that. Get my ads all working on this one. And see if I can do the shuffle. Okay, it's probably going to be a next episode thing. So, yeah, quick recap. Klarens got this stuff sorted out, figured out, knows what's going on. It's good seeing a train in there. We've removed just a bunch of train infrastructure up through here. Seem to be flowing pretty well. Got some electronic components in here now, and for the rest of the constructions for that matter. We're still a long ways away, and I think a lot of the holdup was the fact that they'd run out of electronic components, and anyways, this will get dealt with. And this is the other thing I needed to check on as well. Wanted to see how far it was, and we have bitumen. So how many of these boys do we have? I think I've only got one. Oh, I do have two. So if I repurpose, this guy is parked. Is he parked? Where are you? Don't even know. About 0.22 tons. I change him over to bitumen. Where are you at? You're over here. You're actually taking 0.22 tons. Oh. Yeah, I want you to go back here. Move to this stop. Thank you. And that's not cool. So now I'm lost. Here we go. So I want him going here. So I will make a new stop there. Delete that stop. And from here, I want you to load bitumen and wait until you're loaded. Thank you very much. And then export bitumen. And I'm going to have to discard the cargo. Fortunately, it's not much. And then everything should be just fine. I'm just going to watch him come in to make sure that we're not haven't done something completely wacky. There he is. There. It's going to take a little bit to get him in there. Probably just run this a little bit faster because I think we've got... do we have fuel? That could be an issue. Should be able to get fuel from here. Do we have fuel in there? Yeah, there's plenty of fuel in there. Well, we'll find out, won't we? Yeah. Even on fast speed, these guys don't travel that quickly. Just take a sec to get here. Excuse me. Yeah, this guy shows having fuel. This one doesn't. That's worrying me. We don't have this built. Shoot. Got all the underground stuff and I didn't get the above ground stuff. Well, by the time he's ready to move out, I'm hoping that there's a fuel there. Oh, he's getting there. Okay, and so are our helicopters. It's good. Not sure why I closed that. I'll be along here shortly anyway. Taking no time. Is that built already? Holy cow. Crazy. I knew that's running on fast speed as well. This should relieve some of the pressure of not having enough oil here. Still need to run, excuse me, a tank or our line from do some splitting so I can steal some from these massive containers here. Storages, I guess I should say, not containers. 95%. Okay. I think things are working reasonably well there. Oh, tons of messages. Temperature. Are extinguished. Thank you. Okay. And yeah, definitely have fuel here now. It's good. He's loading up. First load of bitumen should allow some of the production to continue here. Gonna have to keep an eye on that. So when you fill up your storages with with one of the products, the other one stops producing as well. So I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. just to make sure that we've got enough to go around. Don't want it blocking up. So anyways, that's going to take a little while to 1,500. That'll empty both of those easily. This guy is getting fuel. Do I have his line set to wait until loaded? Yes, I do. So that's good. Okay, well, I think I'm going to call that an episode. And thanks for sticking it out with me this far. A little shorter than some of the other episodes. That's a good thing. And we'll check in next time. See you then. Bye now.